Hello and welcome to the special edition of Arlington Public News. I'm Brenda Mahoney.
And I'm James Milan.
This is Arlington Public News Town Day 2018. And we're in the midst of Mass Ave here. And also we're not too far where you might be able to hear in the background some of the singing, I believe, from air traffic controller, or perhaps not yet.
Yeah, I think air traffic controller is coming on right at the end of the day.
Oh, great.
But we're
Perennial
enjoying
favorite.
the strains from the main stage where there's been music going on all day long. But here we are, as Brenda said, on Mass Ave with the booths lined up behind us, hundreds of organizations here.
So this is an opportunity to learn so much about the different organizations in town. So we at Arlington Public News thought this was a good opportunity to introduce you, or perhaps reintroduce you, to the many different organizations. Here's a look. I'm Brenda Mahoney for ACMi and Arlington Public News, and we are on the Avenue at Town Day 2018, and we are with the Arlington Seniors Association booth. Please, can you tell me who you are and a little bit about your organization?
Hi, I'm Pat Vieira. I'm a lifelong Arlington resident, and we offer many programs for seniors, from drop-in exercise programs to singing programs to movies to Shakespeare class, just people that want to drop in and be social or have lunch.
And this is at the Senior Center where they can drop in.
Center, exactly, and I'm the volunteer treasurer there, so I take care of the books of making deposits and writing out checks and all of that 1 day a week. So.
And I understand, we're at Town Day. It's very youth and family oriented, but the seniors have a place in town, and it's still a strong population of seniors in town.
For sure it is, yes. I mean, obviously people that I grew up with are now, seniors and whatever that have remained lifelong Arlington residents. So there's a lot of good programs here for people that want to get out and and see other people rather than staying shut in.
How has the Senior Association maybe changed its programming over the years or recently? Anything?
Well, I've only been in for a year and a half now, so it's kind of hard for me to speak to that. But they have a full array of programs. As I said, every day there's either exercise or yoga. As I mentioned, the Shakespeare class. We have a lot of trips for people that want to do day trips.
What else do you want the town of Arlington and residents to know about the Senior Association and seniors within the town?
We have almost 600 members or so, and the dues are only $20 a year. It's basically just a contribution to keep us running. We take other contributions also because we don't get any money from the town or anything. So it's all based on the dues of the 600 members or so. And for $20 a year, you can do, tons of things here. Yeah, some of them cost something like an exercise program, but we have a lot of just social things like Valentine's Day party, St. Patrick's Day party, that sort of thing, which most of those are free.
Great. Thank you so much. Okay. From the Arlington Senior Association booth at Town Day, I'm Brenda Mahoney for ACMi and Arlington Public News.
I am here in the midst of Town Day here in Arlington 2018 with a nice chili dog from Anatomy Grill and Tavern right here in Arlington. There are more than 200 booths here at Town Day, and this place is jam-packed right now with people, as you can tell. We asked Arlingtonians and non-Arlingtonians what Town Day means to them.
We've been coming to Town Day for years with our kids. My son performed with the Magical Singers and the jazz band. It's just a great place to come and hang out all day and see people we don't normally see and see businesses.
You don't have a lot of main streets like this left anymore, so it's really cool to have a town where you have businesses and restaurants and people come to do stuff like this. So we live right up on the hill in one of the apartments, so we come down and it's great to see all the businesses and all the people come together. So
Town Day means a book sale, walking around all day, looking at really cool things, and going into booths.
And before this interview, you were telling me you're really, really into books. So is there something specific you're looking for?
Not really. I like fantasy.
Okay. Maybe Harry Potter, Lord of the Rings, stuff like that?
I love those.
I think a lot of it means coming together and seeing people you might not see otherwise, and just kind of seeing the town go to work, I guess, for everybody does different things in the town. Now, I mean, I guess that makes sense, and so you see, I guess, every little bit of people's lives and what they stand for.
I think it's nice to see so many people out and about. I mean, that's a good thing because, the winter is going to be coming. We're all going to be hibernating. So this is a nice thing to have, kind of a little bit to know what's happening around the town. So it's good to know what's happening.
Well, I mean, Town Day, I perform here with the Magical Singers. And then I just really like you know, when I was younger, I would always come here and just walk around, and it's just always been a lot of fun for us. So.
Do you think it's a lot of fun to see your neighbors and your friends who you probably didn't see over the summer because of vacations and whatnot? You kind of get reunited for the autumn?
Yeah, I think it's great. I think this is a great fun, it's a great idea. I mean, yeah.
I always loved the jazz band, the Arlington High School Jazz Band. They're incredible. And their leader, Tino, is a saint and a genius, if I'm not exaggerating too much.
All right, so there's plenty to do here at Town Day, and a lot of people are having a lot of fun, and they're here for many different reasons. Artisans, the food, obviously, and just good neighborly camaraderie here in downtown Arlington. Now it's time to have this marvelous chili dog, but I don't know, maybe I should eat it somewhere else. For ACMi TV, Arlington Public News, I'm Jeff Barnes.
Hi, my name is Stephanie Wittenbach, and I'm with Arlington Community News. Actually, right now I'm talking with Lori Bogdan, and your artwork, well, your company is called Your Turn Art, right? Yes. Okay, and I was hoping that you could just tell me a little bit more about the collages that you that we see right behind us.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you.
I like to take images of birds that are local to the New England area, and I use vintage papers from books and magazines to create a realistic look of the bird, and I couple them with maps that are of the habitat that you could perhaps find the birds. And I like to put them with the maps because I think that they in themselves are also a lost art, since people don't know how to use a map anymore.
Right. Right. And what would you say is probably one of your favorite pieces here?
I kind of favor the owls. I like the one that's behind you.
This one right here?
Yeah. It's a barn owl, and their habitat is the Plum Island on the North Shore. And I just like the combination of the papers that I use, corks and papers and a little bit of paint. And owls are very expressive. Their eyes really tell a story.
Right. Are most of these owls native to Massachusetts, or they're from all around?
I tend to use Massachusetts birds or New England birds, and yes, all of the birds that I do are native to Massachusetts or New England.
How long have you been a resident of Arlington?
I'm pretty new to Arlington.
Okay.
It's 2 years for me. I moved in from one of the western suburbs, and I love it in Arlington. I can walk everywhere. I'm really close to Cambridge and Somerville, which are equally great towns, and the people are very nice.
And you feel like Arlington itself as a community has definitely catered to artists such as yourself?
Yes, I do. I think that they're growing very strong in the arts. The Arlington Center for the Arts has opened up all sorts of opportunities for local people, from children up to seniors. There are things to do on all different levels of the arts, from fine arts to music and theater, and I do love being a part of that.
Well, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Lori, for all of your time and showing us your artwork, as well as the in-depth, information about the owls itself and the wildlife. So thank you so much.
You're welcome. It's really nice to be here today.
Yeah, thank you.
Hello, for Arlington Public News and ACMi, I'm Brenda Mahoney, and on the Ave we are joined here at another booth by Allie Carter of the the Arlington Department of Planning and Community Development. It's a mouthful sometimes, but I call it the Planning Department when it comes down, getting it short. But what are you doing here on the Ave today and at Town Day? Why is it important to be here?
Well, it's important to be here because everybody's here, but today we're talking about the bus rapid transit pilot that starts on October 9th. So showing folks the preferred scenario that we're going to implement, and also getting information on people about, how they like to get around town, their preferred mode of transportation, and what their hopes are for the BRT pilot.
Great. And how long is the pilot for?
30 days. So we're just pinning down the end date around the holiday weekend, Veterans Day, but it's probably November 9th.
And I'm sure for those who don't know what the rapid bus pilot is, can you explain it? It's best probably coming from you.
Sure. So we're trying to find ways to make bus service more reliable, to reduce traffic, and just make it an easier trip for people who take public transportation. So we're testing interventions on Mass Ave. Some are transit signal priority that will give a bus a little more green time at intersections. In other places, we're going to move bus stops at Lake Street from in front of the Capitol Theater to the other side of the block, further east on Mass Ave. And then we're going to repurpose some parking spaces into a bus lane in areas where parking is really low utilization, just to try it out to see if we can really increase the bus service. We're only doing that in places where the parking utilization is really low, and it's only going to take place between 6 a.m. and 9 a.m. in the morning during the rush hour commute on the inbound side of Mass Ave, so heading east toward Cambridge.
And what's the starting point on Mass Ave?
The first place we're going to do transit signal priority is at Jason and Mill Street, and we're going to do it at 3 other intersections, at Mystic and Pleasant, at Franklin Street, and at Lake Street. You'll start to see physical changes in the roadway, and it's just with cones, starting at Lake Street.
So you won't necessarily know that you're on a rapid bus. All of them essentially are going to be then rapid buses. They all have the signaling.
Yes.
It's from 6 to 9.
Yes. All the buses that are on Mass Ave, so the 77, 79, and 350 will all benefit from this. And the cars on the road too, because if the buses aren't backed up, then the automobile traffic should move more smoothly too, ideally.
And I know we've had a couple of forums. What's the feedback been?
There's been some feedback from the business community. There's been some feedback from residents. There were concerns about the parking utilization, concerns about the buses and bikes sharing a lane. But I think overall we worked through the design process to come to a nice place where people overall agree that we need to try to improve bus service, and just testing it for a month, this is a good way to do it. So we seem to have a lot of community support so far. The Board of Selectmen voted unanimously in favor of it. So
just this past week?
Yeah, so we're excited about it.
Great. So the bus rapid transit, just one of the many things that the planning department is working on in Arlington. And if you want to find out more, if you're not able to get to the Town Day booth, then you can go and find out more about them at arlingtonma.gov. With Allie Carter, I'm Brenda Mahoney for ACMi and Arlington Public News.
Good to see you, man. You're the MC today.
Yes, they brought me back because whoever they had originally booked must have got sick. So now I'm here. It's great to be back in my hometown.
You are the original person that they chose to be MC. Now that's got to be quite an honor. You did this before, correct?
I actually did it for about a decade, back in the 90s.
Yeah.
And it was a great time, a lot of fun. Then my work schedule kind of changed, and I wasn't able to make it as much. But today the stars aligned, and they decided to try to give me one more try.
There you go. You know what? You're going to come back probably next year, the year after that. You're doing such a great job. I've been seeing you. So,
yeah.
What makes this particular Town Day stand out as opposed to the ones you've done in the past? They seem to get bigger and bigger with each year.
You know, I just remember being a kid, and everything seems so big. And now that I'm, a 6-foot adult, I look down and I say, this could be bigger. But today's really special because my wife, she writes children's books, and she's here with a table, and my daughter's here, and they're selling the books, so it's a lot of fun. In fact, when I got asked to do the Town Day MC, my wife told me you should do it because I was going to be here helping with her table, but she wanted my daughter to see me up on stage because I haven't done it in a couple of years. And so I decided to do that. That's why I broke out the suit today.
There you
Usually
go.
I just wear a polo because it's too hot.
Right.
But I wanted to make sure this still fit me, so that next
And it does, like a glove.
when I come back next season for the show, I know it fits.
There you go. And we'll do the red carpet before you step out just to make it all impressive and stuff.
Sure.
Yeah. Now tell us about your show. You've undergone some changes in recent months.
Yeah, we're so happy that the show we produce in Arlington now is on Amazon Prime. So we were able to get our 250th episode with Lenny Clark and Dave Monroe and Candy O'Terry to be on there, and people are watching it in Europe. So that's great because years ago we used to air in Europe when we were on in 16 countries. Now we're back on, but we're on Prime. So it's a different avenue to go, and it's a lot of fun knowing that your stuff is up there with very expensive productions, professional things like that.
Well, it says a lot that you're airing internationally, which is, I think, super. Or you were airing internationally.
Yeah, I was canceled.
No, I was imagining. Can you imagine what Europe is missing out on right now? That's incredible. Now, what's the deal with Bulgaria? That seems to, I don't know, be a hayseed in your teeth.
You know, we got on in Bulgaria, and I was getting hate mail and messages, angry messages on Facebook, and when I would translate them, well, let's just say I can't talk about what they actually said.
Not good. No. What's up with the Bulgarians?
They don't like flabby, balding Greeks for some reason. This is what I learned on the translation.
This is diversity, though. This is what you learn. This is how you do things.
I'm just here to help creative people get their stuff out to the world. Sometimes people don't like that it's me.
Well, you know what? Their loss, not yours.
Yeah.
Now, what can we be expecting from you in the future now that you're on Amazon Prime?
Well, you know what we're going to try to do is this season coming up is our 10th season, so we made it a whole decade, and we're going to try to put several episodes up on Amazon Prime, and all the episodes will be produced at ACMi. So that's great. We're using our hometown studio, and we're inviting some old friends to come back, and we're going to make some great content, and then we'll see how it works now that we're on the Amazon platform.
All right. Well, you know what? I'm new here, the news department. Anything we can do to help you out, because your show's a hit, man. You're the star.
Yeah, it's a hit amongst the 3 people that watch it in Arlington, including my mom. So
that's 3 more than Bulgaria.
Yeah, another 2 people that watch. Thank you for keeping the dream alive.
All right. Well, for Steve Katsos, I'm Jeff Barn for ACMi Arlington Public News.
It's very hot here.
It is, Stevie.
Well, you know, James, it's just so interesting to learn or relearn about all of the different organizations in town. And what they all care about is Arlington and engaging Arlington residents.
Yeah, it's one of my favorite days of the year for that reason. You know, either you get to find out for yourself by walking the street, or you get to just watch an ACMi broadcast and find out all about the things that are going on in your town. And we're so proud to be able to bring this to you.
And what also is great is seeing people that you know and running into it, because people that you know, or meeting new people as well. And that's just at the heart of what Arlington is all about. And we have someone new who we would like you to meet.
Yes. Speaking of new people.
Speaking of new people, we have our newly hired news director, Jeff Barnes.
And guys?
Jeff Barnes has been learning all about Arlington as he just joined this week. This was a great timing for you to come in.
It was marvelous. Yeah, just a week before Town Day. So, I mean, this is a great way to meet people and see what most importantly, see what the food is all about here, because it's really good down that way. But it's just good to be here. It really is. And it's good to work with you guys. You guys have been showing me the ropes at ACMi. So just looking forward to getting started.
So sorry, but Jeff, we are interested in whatever your first impressions are. I'm sure you haven't seen the seedy underbelly of Arlington or anything, that's for sure.
I don't know, where is it?
Right. What are your first impressions, and what kind of sense did you get from people when you were talking to them today?
First of all, I like New England, and this is the second time I've been in the Boston area. Did a few stories when I anchored up here in Boston long ago, and I liked Arlington, very charming. It's steeped in history. It's a very communal presence, and it's got a nice vibe about it. So I'm looking forward to getting immersed in it. You guys are helping me out. Brenda, you're helping me out. So appreciate it all. But I'm looking forward to getting into the swing of things and getting the news on the air with ACMi and just onward and upward. So looking forward to it.
And as you mentioned, Jeff is no stranger to New England. You may recognize him for those who remember WB56 WLVI, which you anchored at for several years.
Yeah, that's what WB, right there on Morrissey Boulevard. Yeah, I was here from 1995 to 2003, and it was great. Loved Boston. Fell in love with it. There's a lot of family history up here on my side, a lot of turning points, and it's nothing but pleasant memories. So it's really good to be back here.
And Jeff did spend some time after that, of course, after his stint in Boston, anchoring at stations around the country, Baltimore, Atlanta.
The Fox affiliate, and Washington, D.C.
Oh, Washington, D.C.
So that was a lot of fun, and that was during the election season between Donald Trump and Hillary Clinton. You may have heard of it. It wasn't that well.
We certainly had some response to that up here.
You did. I would imagine so. So that's what I like, getting the feedback on politics and what's going on in the city. But it was a lot of fun working there. But I'm really looking forward to coming back here. I love New England. I love Massachusetts, and it's just a great fit.
Well, we know that you have spent plenty of time in the position you're in right now, here in front of the camera, but you're going to be running our news division. We couldn't be happier.
Isn't that scary when you think about it, James?
We're a little.
If I were you, I'd be
there's
scared.
a little trepidation and a lot of glee. Don't worry about it.
No, I'm looking forward to it. I really am, and you've been so helpful, Brenda, because Brenda's obviously you know Brenda, and everyone just being entrenched in this area, and so you guys are helping me feel my way around, just getting to know the movers and shakers. So looking forward to taking it to the next level in the upcoming months.
Right. We look forward to sharing some more stories of Arlington with JB's. We're calling him JP in our studios because we already have a chef. So if it comes out JP, it does.
I did learn at ACMi there are no less than 406,411 Jeffs. So I'm going by JB in the building. My name is Jeff, but I'm good with it because I've been called worse. So.
Well, thank you for
and
joining
maybe again
us.
in the future. You never know.
I'd be surprised if it didn't happen.
So you've been watching us from the Town Day 2018 in the special Arlington Public News newscast. Please enjoy, and we'll see you at our regular studio in just a couple of more weeks after this.
So for Brenda Mahoney, Jeff Barnt, I'm James Milan. Thanks for joining us.